This is the Brooks Ghost 17, one of the most popular running shoes on the planet. But is it still relevant in 2025? Or just another basic shoe your uncle wears to mow the lawn? Today we're breaking it all down. Specs, fit, how it compares to the competition, and whether it's worth your $150. For those new to the Ghost series, it's Brooks' flagship neutral daily trainer. It's been around since 2008. Early Ghosts were clunkier, stiffer, and heavier. Then came DNA foam, then Loft V3. Brooks didn't jump on flashy trends. They just made tiny updates year after year. And the name actually comes from one of their wear testers, Brooks employee Jonathan the Ghost Levitt. He used to run late at night, quietly, and so fast that his teammates joked he'd vanish into the dark and basically disappeared like, well, a ghost. It's always been about reliability. The Toyota Corolla of running shoes. Not flashy, not groundbreaking, but always solid. Would it be ridiculous to earn your subscribe this early? If you're picky about your running shoes, I think we'll get along. So, what's new in version 17? Not a complete overhaul, but the changes do actually matter. You now get 36.5 millimeters in the heel, 26.5 millimeters in the forefoot. That's a 10 millimeter drop, down from 12 in older models. It makes the shoe feel more modern and less slappy. It's not dramatic, but for longer runs, that subtle shift can make the ride feel less jarring and more fluid. The midsole is still DNA Loft V3, but you get more of it, especially in the forefoot. The upper's been tweaked too. Double jacquard air mesh, more breathable, more premium, better lockdown. Slight redesign in the heel collar and TPU lace eyelets for improved fit and durability. And to me, it is probably amongst the best uppers in the game. It fits like an absolute glove. And yes, it's a bit heavier. 286 grams or 10.1 ounces for a US men's 9. How does it feel on foot? Right out of the box, it feels like a ghost. Soft, stable, well padded, but not mushy. It absorbs impact without making you sink. The foam has a bit of pop, not super shoe pop, but enough for everyday running. And even though this is technically a neutral shoe, the Ghost 17 has surprisingly good inherent stability. There's a wide base, a balanced midsole, and just the right amount of torsional rigidity to keep your stride feeling secure even when your form starts to fall apart at the end of a long run. No guide rails, but still stable enough that I'd recommend it to mildly pronating runners. The problem with some stability shoes that are too rigid is that they force your feet into an unnatural position. Lockdown is great for me at least, but some users report a slight lift. If you feel heel slippage, try runner's loop lacing. That extra eyelet at the top, it's there for a reason. Tightens the collar just enough without stopping the blood flow. The tongue isn't gusseted, but it stays in place. The upper, plush, but not too hot. It disappears once you start running, which is what a good daily trainer should do. I've taken it out in summer heat and light rain. The mesh dries fast and doesn't soak as much as older models. That plush upper, still breathable. If you're running in snow or slush though, you'll want something with Gore-Tex or a grippier outsole. How does it compare to the competition? Let's talk rivals. Nike Pegasus 41 is a bit more responsive with its Air Zoom and React X combo, while the Ghost focuses more on softness and comfort underfoot. Both are durable and versatile, but if you want a snappier ride, go Pegasus. If you want smooth, plush, stable, and forgettable in a good way, go Ghost. Compared to the Ghost 17, the Saucony Ride 18 feels firmer, lighter, and more responsive. You get a springier ride thanks to the Power Run Plus insole, and the upper is incredibly breathable. Great for warmer runs, but it's not as soft or forgiving underfoot, especially on longer distances. If you prefer a more connected feel with a snappier toe-off, the Ride 18 might suit you better. Just know it's a bit narrow in the toe box and less stable for heel strikers. The Cumulus 27 and Ghost 17 both target daily mileage, but they feel very different on foot. The Cumulus is lighter and more rockered, with a slightly firmer ride and a wider platform. It feels a bit more modern, but also less refined. The Ghost 17 is plusher, more stable, and better built for comfort and long-term durability. If you want a smooth, simple ride that disappears under you, Ghost wins. The 880 V15 feels more like a tool. Solid, structured, slightly firm, like it's ready to get to work. It gives you control and durability, but it's not exactly cozy. The Ghost 17 is the one you'd choose if you're tired or just want to enjoy the run. It's softer, smoother, and feels like it's helping you out rather than asking for perfect form. What do I like about it? That forefoot update is legit. More cushioning where it matters, especially for midfoot and forefoot strikers. The upper feels luxurious, no hotspots, and holds the foot securely. It's super versatile. Recovery days, long runs, different types of weather and terrain. It can handle it all. And that DNA Loft V3 foam, while not flashy, is balanced and consistent. It just works. What don't I like? The weight. 286 grams is a lot these days. The toe box is still narrow. If you have wide feet, go up half a size or get the wide version. It's not for speed. The shoe feels flat when you try to pick up the pace. It's not your tempo day weapon. It shouldn't be either, but in a perfect world, I wouldn't hate a slightly snappier toe of. And for $150, it lacks some of the modern tech other brands are starting to bring into this price range. Now, just to be clear, this isn't the shoe for everyone. If you're a speed junkie looking for bounce and snap, you'll probably feel a bit underwhelmed. If you prefer ultra-soft max stack shoes like the Hoka Bondi or New Balance More, this one is going to feel a little too grounded. And if you're doing trail or off-road running, there are much better tools for that job. The Ghost is like the cruise control of running shoes. Smooth, steady, and built to keep you locked in no matter the distance. But no fireworks. And honestly, that's the point. Let me know in the comments if you've tried the Ghost 17, or if you prefer something else. This is for runners who want one shoe to do most things. It's not the most exciting, but it's reliable. Perfect for newer runners, injury-prone runners, or just anyone who values comfort and predictability. Also, great for nurses, teachers, walkers, or anyone who's on their feet all day and who can't stand the look of regular walking shoes. It's priced like most quality trainers these days, but few feel this polished out of the box, and even fewer hold up this well over time. If you want something with more bounce or speed, look elsewhere. But if you want a workhorse that feels the same on mile 1 as mile 300, the Ghost 17 is worth every penny. Another thing worth mentioning, the outsole rubber is thick and strategically placed, and the DNA Loft V3 foam holds its shape really well. I've put over 400 kilometers in older Ghost models, and they still felt stable and responsive. You might see some wear on the heel rubber around 300 to 400 kilometers, but the cushioning, still there. It's one of those rare shoes that actually feels the same on mile 50 as it did on mile 5. The Brooks Ghost 17 doesn't reinvent anything, but it doesn't have to. It's more comfortable, slightly softer, and better cushioned than ever before. It's still one of the most accessible daily trainers on the market. Extremely solid, and sometimes, solid is exactly what you need. If solid isn't really your jam, and you prefer a bit more spice in your life, this video will show you exactly which models to buy next. If you're still with us, don't forget to stay tuned for our next tier list on the channel, where we're ranking the best and worst carbon-plated running shoes of 2025. See you soon, and until then, happy running.